Let's look at the Accreditation Automate component of the Auto-Scholar Advisor system. The Accreditation Automate component eases the degree accreditation process. Accreditation criteria specify how a graduate attribute or an exit level outcome is assessed in the academic program. These are encoded by the user according to some simple guidelines. The criterion possibilities are extensive and growing. Academic programs can be accredited by multiple accrediting bodies. The system also supports changes in accreditation criteria over time, and evaluates compliance down to the level of individual students over the span of their study. At the program view level, the system summarizes a report of accreditation compliance for all students whether past or present. By selecting the academic program and the year we wish to view, a report is generated showing all the students and their status in terms of how well they satisfy the criterion for that accreditation system. The graduate attributes range from 1 to 10 and each attribute is subdivided into basic, intermediate and exit level outcomes. There are criteria specified for each of these levels of the graduate attributes, and those criteria can vary in terms of the number of courses passed, or at the level of individual assessments, or for assessments that span multiple courses. Therefore, there is some complex criterion behind evaluating whether or not a student has passed the criteria needed to satisfy that grand attribute at that level. At the student view level, the system shows the status of each graduate attribute together with the reason for satisfying or not yet satisfying the compliance status. This dashboard creates awareness among students about their specific situations and helps a student understand what they need to do in order to meet a certain criterion. An accrediting body often requires a high level of detail in demonstrating that at the level of an individual student, the accreditation rules have been implemented correctly. The student view aspect facilitates interrogation at this level of detail. The reports generated at program and student view level are dependent on the rules specified for the accreditation evaluation. The criterion editor makes it possible for staff to edit and maintain the accreditation rules. Let's look at how to set up those rules in the criterion editor. Firstly, we specify the accrediting body and the program we want to create the criterion for. Here we have selected the accrediting body as the Engineering Council of South Africa and the program as Chemical Engineering. Then we specify the rules of this accreditation. In this example, we are specifying the criterion group, Grad Attributes 1. The next step is to specify the range statement. Grad Attribute 1 is subdivided into basic, intermediate and exit level. These divisions are defined using a grad attribute label and the criterion that needs to be met. A grad attribute label can be about problem solving or about the application of knowledge. We can enter any variation here. The next step is to specify the criteria for satisfying that attribute. The basic criteria specified requires a student to either pass all the courses or a selection of courses specified. Another criteria specified can require a minimum mark to be achieved on a course. Alternatively, you may also specify in terms of the individual assessments on the course. You can have infinitely deeply nested logic here. The criterion editor allows you to create extremely sophisticated logic structures and very specific assessment criteria. Program managers can simply implement the rules of an accreditation and have the system apply the rules to the student data to maintain the records and generate the accreditation reporting and advising. The system also includes a program performance browser to make it easier to decide on the accreditation criteria and assess the likely impact on changing a criterion. We can look at individual students or over the whole program how many students are passing that criteria and hence what the likely influence of a specific criterion is going to be. The accreditation management system can be used to create accreditation criteria and to generate reports. The student view can be exposed to students, and have them participate and benefit from accreditation evaluation. The overall intention is that the implementation of accreditation rules becomes simple enough that the discussion is shifted away from the administration and toward the development of a sincere engagement with the goals of an accreditation's implementation. Degree accreditation is an essential aspect of quality control today. The Auto-Scholar has supported degree accreditation at multiple institutions and has a 100% success record when assisting institutions achieve or maintain accreditation.